Assalamu alaikum dear students. In the previous video, we have seen the different properties of indices and the practice set 28. Now, in this video, we will see some of the more properties of indices. Let's see what will be the index of product or quotient of two numbers. If product of two numbers a into b and their index. So what will be the answer of this? And if there is a quotient means division of two numbers a and b, then what will be their index? We will see the value of this. If two numbers are in multiplication, and what will be their index, and if two numbers are in division or in quotient form, then what will be their index? Index means power. So we will see the formula for this. Okay, let's see. This is one of the example of product of two numbers, 2 into 3 raised to the power 4. Okay, here the index is whole, bracket means whole, 2 into 3 whole to the power 4. So raised to power 4 means 2 into 3 into 2 into 3 into 2 into 3 into 2 into 3 4 times. Okay, so we have written 2 into 3 4 times in multiplication form. Now we will separate 2 and 3. 2 into 2 4 times into 3 into 3 4 times. So what we will get? This will become 2 raised to power 4 into this will become 3 into 3 into 3 will give 3 raised to power 4. So, on multiplying 2 into 3 raised to the power 4, we get 2 raised to the power 4 into 3 raised to the power 4. It means that if two numbers are in multiplication, a and b are two numbers and they are in multiplication a into b, then their power will be separate out. A raised to the power m into b raised to the power m. Okay, this is the formula for the index of product of two numbers. Okay, we will read it as a into b raised to the power m equal to a raised to power m into b raised to power m. Okay, now let's see one more example of the quotient of two numbers. Here 4 and 5 are the two numbers and their power or their index is 3. So we will see what will the answer of such type of questions. 4 by 5 raised to power 3 can be written as 4 by 5 into 4 by 5 into 4 by 5 3 times. Okay, so multiplication will give 4 into 4 into 4 divided by 5 into 5 into 5. 4 into 4 into 4 is nothing but 4 cube divided by 5 cube. So what we will get? 4 by 5 raised to power 3 is giving us 4 raised to the power 3 divided by 5 raised to power 3. It means that we are getting the formula of division of two numbers a upon b raised to the power m will give a raised to power m divided by b raised to the power m. Okay, let's solve some of the examples based on these two properties. 2 into 5 raised to the power 8. Yes, what it will give? It will give 2 raised to the power 8 into 5 raised to the power 8. One more example, minus 3 into 9 raised to the power 3. It will give minus 3 raised to the power 3 into 9 raised to the power 3. Okay, it means that if there is a product of two numbers and their whole power is given, then we will write the power or the index in separate form, like 2 raised to power 8 into 5 raised to power 8. Here also minus 3 into 9 raised to power 3 will give minus 3 raised to the power 3 into 9 raised to the power 3. Okay, here we are using the formula a into b raised to the power m equal to a raised to the power m into b raised to the power m. Now let's solve some of the examples based on this formula. A upon b raised to the power m equal to a raised to the power m upon b raised to the power m. Okay, let's solve 2 upon 3 raised to the power 5. It will give 2 raised to the power 5 upon 3 raised to the power 5. 1 upon 2 raised to the power 8. It will give 1 raised to the power 8 divided by 2 raised to the power 8. Okay, clear? Now let's move on to the next property, that is the power of a number in index form. If there is a number which is in index form means which is already in power, a raised to power m. This is index form. Index form means the number that is written in the form of power. So if we are taking the power of it, then what will be the answer of such type of questions? Let's see the example. Here 5 raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power 3. Here 5 raised to the power 2 is in index form and we are taking the power of it. So what will be the answer? We can write 5 raised to power 2 raised to power 3 as 5 square. This is equal to 5 square into 5 square into 5 square. Okay, and we have seen the property before this, that a raised to power m into a raised to power n equal to a raised to power m plus n. Here the bases are same, 5 and 5, 5, 5, 5. So we will add their powers. 5 raised to power 2 plus 2 plus 3, 2 plus 2 plus 2. So it will give 5 raised to power 6. 5 raised to power 6. 5 raised to power 6. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that if we are taking the power of index, if we are taking the power of index, then it will give the product of powers. Okay, what I have said, that if we are taking the power of index, then it will give the product of powers, means that here we are taking the power of a raised to the power m. So it will give the product of powers, that is a raised to the power m into n, or a raised to power mn. Okay, let's see some examples based on this problem. Here 2 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 5. It will give 2 raised to the power 3 into 5. That is equal to 2 raised to the power 15. Okay, one more example, 6 raised to the power 2 raised to the power minus 2. So it will give 6 raised to the power 2 into minus 2. That will equal to 6 raised to the power minus 4. Okay, clear? Now what we have learned in these, till now we have learned these properties. The first property that we have learned is a raised to the power m into a raised to the power n equal to a raised to the power m plus n. That we have seen. The very first property is the product of two indices of same base. Here the bases are same and there is the product of their indices, product of such indices. So the answer will be base will remain same and there will be the addition of their powers. Okay, if there is product sign, multiplication sign in between these two numbers, bases are same, then there will be the addition of their powers, m plus n. Okay, the next property that we have seen is a raised to power m divided by a raised to power n. It will give a raised to power m minus n. Here also the bases are same, a raised to power m and a raised to power n. Here the bases are a, that is same, and powers are m and n. Also there is a division between these two indices, so that will result in the subtraction of their indices. Okay, subtraction of their powers. Okay, the next property that we have seen is a raised power 1 is equal to a. That is, the first power of any number is the number itself. For example, 5 raised power 1 will give 5, 3 raised power 1 will give 3, 4 raised power 1 will give 4. Okay. The next property that we have seen is a raised to power 0 equal to 1. That is, if any number has the power 0, then it will give the value of 1. For example, 2 raised to power 0 will give 1. Minus 8 raised to power 0 will give 1. 1 upon 2 raised to power 0 will give 1, and so on. Okay. The next property that we have seen is the negative power of any number will give the 1 upon positive power of that number. For example, a raised to power minus m will give 1 upon a raised to power m. That is, if we are taking 3 raised to power minus 2, then it will give 1 upon 3 raised to the power 2. Okay, means the negative power will go in the denominator by becoming the positive sign. Okay. The next property that we have seen in this video is ab raised to power m. If two numbers are in the product and we are taking the power of that, then it will give, the power will separate out a raised to power m into b raised to power m. Okay. The example 5 into 3 raised to power 8 will give 5 raised to power 8 into 3 raised to power 8. Okay, that's taken, that is shown here. ab raised to power m will give a raised to power m into b raised to power m. The next property that we have seen is, if two numbers are in division and we are taking the power of that, then the power will separate out in the numerator and denominator. For example, 5 upon 3 raised to power 4 will give 5 raised to power 4 upon 3 raised to the power 4. Okay. The next property that we have seen is a raised to power m raised to power n will give a raised to power mn. That is, if we are taking the power of index, power of indices, means power of power, that is 2 cube. For example, 2 cube raised to power 2, it will give 2 raised to power 3 into 2. That will give 2 raised to power 6. Okay. So here we have seen these properties. You have to learn these properties. Okay. And you have to write all these properties in your notebook and learn these properties. Okay. Now, based on these properties, we will solve the exercise 29 or practice set 29. The very first question is, we have to simplify 15 by 12 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 4. Okay, so here is the concept of a raised to power m raised to power n. Okay, so what will it give? A raised to power mn. Okay. So here also it will give 15 by 12 raised to power 3 into 4. Okay, 15 by 12 raised to power 3 into 4 will give 12. Okay, that will be the answer of this question. Okay, the next question is 3 raised to power 4 raised to power minus 2. So it will give 3 raised to power 4 into minus 2. That will be equal to 3 raised to power minus 8. Okay. So 3 raised to power minus 8 is the answer of this question. The next question, 1 upon 7 raised to power minus 3 raised to power 4. So it will give 1 upon 7 raised to the power minus 3 into 4. That will give 1 upon 7 raised to the power minus 12. Okay. The next questions, 2 by 5 raised to power minus 2 raised to power minus 3 will give 2 by 5 raised to power minus 2 into minus 3. That will give 2 by 5 raised to power 6. Okay. Fifth question, 6 raised to power 5 raised to power 4. It will give 6 raised to power 5 into 4. Okay. So So it will give 6 raised power 20. Here note that why we are taking the product of these powers, because here it is of the form a raised power m raised power n. Okay, so we are taking the product of these powers. Okay, we have solved the question number 1 to 5. The next questions 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 are homework for you. Just try to do these. Otherwise, we are already providing the notes of these practice sets in your WhatsApp group. Please write these problems from that. Okay. Now let's see the question number 2. We have to write the following numbers using the positive indices. Here the indices of the powers are given in the negative sign, -2, -5, -3, -4, and we have to write the numbers using the positive powers. Okay, so let's try to solve this. We know that if any number has a negative power, for example m raised to the power -2, then it will become 1 upon m raised to power plus 2. Okay, it means that negative power will convert into the multiplicative inverse. Okay, it means that numerator goes into denominator and denominator, this is numerator, this is denominator, and it will goes into numerator goes into denominator and denominator goes into numerator, and the power negative power will become the positive power. Okay, so in this way try to solve this. 2 by 7 raised to power -2. Here the numerator 2 will go into denominator and 7 will go in the numerator, and negative power will convert into positive power. Okay, so 2 by 7 raised to power -2 will give 7 by 2 raised to power plus 2. Okay, likewise 11 by 3 raised to power -5. We have to convert -5 into +5. So we will convert this number into its multiplicative inverse, 3 by 11 raised to power 5. Likewise 1 upon 6 will give 6 upon 1 raised to power 3. That is equal to 6 raised to power 3. Because 1 in the denominator is, there is no need to write 1 in the denominator. Okay, y will give 1 upon y raised to power 4. Okay, so here we have completed the practice set 29. In the next video we will see the next part of this lesson. Okay, Allah Hafiz.